I'm feeling called to do this video because I keep seeing loads of protests out on the street. I keep seeing loads of people sending me videos of people all around the world coming together to try and make change around COVID, vaccines, freedom, lockdowns, and everything else that's going with this crazy situation we're in. But the thing that I feel I want to talk on is something that keeps coming up for me that I feel is so, so important. And I think a lot of people are missing the point. Now, the situation that we're in, I'm not going to talk about all the finer details of what everything is going on, or of everything, should I say, that's going on right now. You can find that information elsewhere. What I want to talk about is what can actually be done to change our situation so that things can happen in a healthier, more positive, fairer way for all. Right now, if anybody understands the law of attraction, when you say you want something, the very fact that you say you want it puts you into the energetic, vibrational space of want. It's not like I have, or I've received it, or I'm experiencing it. It's I want it. And everyone knows what it feels like if you want something and you haven't got it. It doesn't feel great. So at the moment, as we go out and people are campaigning for things that they want, we are energetically en masse putting out the energy of want into the universe, into our environment, and we're continuously putting out wanting. The problem with that is it's not I have or I am experiencing it or making any change. It's raising awareness for people, but it's making no other change. Real change comes from when you go inside, not outside. Now, inside, you can go through a process of alchemy, of real transformation on the inside. Because when you energetically make change on the inside, it's automatically seen on the outside. The less you do, the more comes to you. So that what you need to do in the beginning to make change on the outside of your life is to look at yourself and to look at your life and say, right, what is it I don't like? What is it I'd like to change? And then you get rid of what you don't like to make space for what you do want to experience. And this is where it gets tricky. Because right now, in the way of true freedom, we have alcohol addictions, drug addictions, addictions to shopping, drama, social media, sex, unhealthy habits, all of which I've experienced. I'm not sat here saying that I'm, amazing and these problems aren't mine. I've given up the drugs, I've given up the alcohol, I've given up the unhealthy attachment to sex and to boring relationships and to needy drama attention episodes in my life. I've even given up the addiction to work. I have done the things I'm talking about. But by getting rid of the things that I didn't want, this allowed me the opportunity to experience the things I do like, that I would like to have in my life, because I created energetic space in my life to be able to receive what I wish to experience. So I ask, have you really done what's necessary on the inside in order to create change on the outside? Can you face all your awkward conversations? Can you own up to all your addictions and change and improve them and become unaddicted to things? Can you have healthy, high vibrational level conversations with everyone that you know in your life? Or are there areas in your life where you still have awkward scenarios where you're like, oh, sweep that under the carpet? All of these areas in our immediate lives are places that we need to work on. Because if we work on these areas and we unpick ourselves from our own awkward bullshit that we live in, we create this space for us to grow something new, to be freer within ourselves. Until we can handle the emotions on the inside, we're never going to be able to handle the emotions that are being created on the outside by our oppressed, tragic state of society. We can't make change by gathering together, holding up signs and going out on the streets. We can raise awareness. I'm not doubting that. And you can meet a few people along the process, the like-minded individuals that also agree that they'd like to see change. But real change is done individually on the inside. So I would suggest, if somebody wants to make real change, and this is what I do when I've done workshops and other things before, and when I work with clients, is brain dump everything that you're not happy about your life with. Truly challenge yourself to get every single thing on one page. And when you're willing to actually scoop out all the shadow stuff and dump it on a page in front of you, you then have to be willing to action it. Because this stuff has been blocking us for years. It's been in our way time and time and time again, because we often sweep it under the carpet because it's easier to deal with it. But the way that I talk about addictions and these things that get in our way is that life is about benefits. Sometimes it benefits you more in the moment to have an alcoholic drink than it does to feel the feeling that you don't want to feel. Sometimes we benefit more in the shopping trip than we do with feeling the feelings that we don't want to feel that come up and the reasons behind why we're addicted to shopping. Until you find a benefit in stopping those things and finding a benefit in doing something else, you will always be addicted to what it is you're addicted to, because you find a benefit within the addiction. It's not rocket science. There's lots of reasons why you can become addicted, but we're looking at becoming unaddicted. I found a benefit to stopping drinking. I found benefits to giving up drugs. I found benefits to stop sleeping with people that didn't really, or that people I shouldn't have really been sleeping with. I found a benefit to stop the work addiction, the drama addiction, the attention addiction, the porn addiction. I found benefits, and then I changed my patterns. My behavior changed because I changed my life, because I bothered to look on the inside. All I feel now in my life is that there is a point that I get to where there's this emotion that comes up for me, and I think, oh, okay, what is it? And then I reflect. So when I feel something, I now know I can reflect on that feeling, and I tune in and I see what that is, and I dig a little bit deeper and I write it out, or I talk to someone about it, and I get through it. When I was on alcohol and drugs and in these fucked up relationships that I was in, I wasn't feeling my feelings. So I wasn't being able to solve the issues because I wasn't paying myself enough attention. I wasn't willing to be in the silence and to actually go inside and solve those problems, because I found a benefit in ignoring them and continuing to do what I was doing. But now, because things are clear in my life, I can feel things. So when I feel things, I can change things because I'm aware of what's going on. Not always, but most of the time. And I'm not perfect. I'm not sat here saying I'm perfect. But I get frustrated at hearing people say that they want change. And I'm going to say, I don't think you do. Because if you wanted it, you do what was necessary. Because I know you can do what's necessary. I know you've got every single thing inside of you that's going to help you do what's necessary. But right now, you're benefiting from something else rather than from making the change. And it's as simple as that. So if you really want to make change and you really want to dig deep, sit with yourself and a pen and paper and go through all the areas in your life that need attention. You can start simply by going down your WhatsApp. Have you answered all the conversations in there? Are you able to face every single conversation in your WhatsApp? Have you cleared your email boxes? Have you faced all your emails and got rid of all your junk and tidied up your email box? Because that's one area of energy. When you go, oh, I've got all those emails, that's energy. That's resistance. That's a resistance to life, a resistance to answering WhatsApps. It's a resistance to awkward conversations. If you want life to flow and to be free, you have to be willing to remove the resistance. We're not here to become the resistance. We're not here to fight on the streets for change. If we worked on what was happening on the inside and removed the resistance from within, our entire life would flow and there wouldn't be any resistance from the outside, because we'd all collectively be in this place that is raising the consciousness of the planet. We'd be raising the vibe from within. We'd be doing the alchemy that is necessary in order to see the change that we'd wish to experience. But that only comes when you're willing to go inwards, to take the fifth direction. It's not north, south, east, west. You don't have to go to Australia to find yourself. Close your eyes and breathe. You are home already. You're already here. Everything you need is inside of you, not because it's some self-help quote. It's because it's true. And if you listen to the space in between my words as I'm talking to you, every single space in between a word or in between notes of music, it's that space that creates the melody. It's that space that creates the magic. It's that space that things are born from. When there's nothing, you can create from there. When there's silence, you can create from there. But you have to be willing to go into the silence, to go into the meditation, to sit with the feeling in order to be able to create from there. It's really simple. How we change this current situation is so bleeding obvious. It's painful to see what's happening, because we're being led to believe that there's a problem outside of ourselves. And yeah, there might be a few, but there's more problems on the inside. Any time that you think of something you need to do that you haven't done and you go, oh God, I should have done that, that's energy. That in itself is something you need to work on and remove so you can flow. But if you ignore that block of energy and you sweep it under the carpet, or you have another drink, or you get back on Instagram and you start scrolling through your phone, don't even get me started on social media, which is the biggest reason that we have a problem right now. All of that is stopping you from actually making change. If you want things to change, great, you're just wanting. But if you do actionable steps in order to create change, there you go. Change arrives. And I don't want to sound like I'm preaching. I'm genuinely sat here living this experience and having done so for a long time. And no, I am not perfect. No, I am not saying I am in any way, shape or form here to be the next Messiah. I'm not trying to boss anyone around. I'm stating something that is bleeding obvious, that I feel called and, that I want to share, because it's really simple. It's not hard. And I feel like people are missing the point. So I just want to make it. And if you hate me for doing this, then that's fine. You've got resistance to me. And my advice to that would be move the resistance. Keep going on with your life and don't bother with me. But if this has made sense to you in any way, shape or form, get a notepad, get a pen, and make a list of every single thing that you need to work on in your life. Because we are half-baked. And I mean this in the most loving way possible. We have all the ingredients inside of ourselves, and we've gone in the oven and we've been prepared to come out the best version of ourselves, but it's like we're trying to come out too early. We're trying to come out and be like, yeah, I want the world to change, I want this to change, I'm ready. We're not ready. I tell you why we're not ready is because we're still addicted to social media. We're still avoiding all the awkward conversations. We're still avoiding the things that we know we shouldn't be doing, but we just do them anyway, or we avoid them because it's too difficult to let go. We're making excuses. I'm not interested about blaming the government or the resistance or anything else. I'm not talking about conspiracies or vaccines or anything else. Actionable steps create change. Discipline. Freedom comes from discipline. Nothing else. So I hope that has inspired a few people to take actionable steps. But seriously, I needed to share this. I felt called to share this. I love everyone that has supported me up to now. And they are the witnesses to my own transformation because they've seen me remove my own resistance. Please, 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 I ask that you reflect on this video and you realize that you are way more powerful. But you need to be whole in order to make change. And that means you need to work on you first. The world's okay, the people aren't. When people talk about climate change, I know people change. That's what we need. A change from the inside out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.